Good to speak to you today of Rugby Sevens TV. Wanted to ask you about the Olympic year and the difference that makes. Obviously a number of 15-a-side players have come into the South Africa squad. Has that changed your culture at all?
No, it hasn't really changed the culture. Bringing in those guys was just the opportunity to all raise their hands and see if they're eligible for the Olympics, and all just give them a proper shot at the Sevens circuit to be prepared for what's expected of them in the Olympics. So it's been a good season so far. The guys have been playing well. The guys that came in did their bit. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see the way forward for them and if they come in for more tournaments.
And you've been around for a while now. What are the challenges that a 15-a-side player might face coming into sevens at the highest level?
I think it's more the speed of the game that's fast, that's going to catch them and catch them a bit off guard, because it's not the normal traditional 15s game where you're like, oh, there's another guy inside me and there's 2-3 guys outside me, so where you have to defend your channel. I think guys get a bit flustered with that, so they have to chase shadows and they have to cover the same distance with the less players on the field. So yeah, has been proving challenging.
If someone like Bryan Habana, he's 34 years old, is this some of the challenges, not just for him but for other players around the world, to come in and those older legs, do those older legs, can they carry through a 3-day tournament in Rio, do you think?
They'll have to try and give it a go. So that's why we had the guys in like Bryan and the Vegas legs with 3 days tournaments, and Hong Kong is a 3-day tournament. So they'll get these guys a proper go. Other teams have been doing the same. New Zealand's been changing a couple of guys. So household names are coming back to sevens, or have just been introduced to sevens as well. Australia's doing the same. We haven't seen the same from England, those teams yet, but hopefully they'll all follow suit, and it just brings better awareness to the game. So hopefully they'll all do their part and can raise their hands for the Olympic.
You've been on the series for a long time. Talk about the big changes that you've seen, not just here in South Africa but also around the world in the game of sevens.
I think sevens has changed drastically. Just the professional approach that sevens had from where we were. Not that we weren't professional in the past, we just had a bigger camaraderie amongst other teammates of other teams, international players. We were a bit more, how can you say, tighter in the past, where guys had a little bit of a drink here and there, and sevens has changed drastically to that bit where it's become so professional and everybody just focused on next tournament, and also the games being on top of each other. I mean, you have 2.5 weeks since you get home before the next tournament starts, or before you depart again, which is also quite challenging. You need to get guys fit and fresh, you need bigger squads. So yeah, sevens has changed. The following has also increased a lot. So I mean, you have more TV viewers, more people following the game, more couch coaches that want to tell you what to do and how to do it. So yeah, it's a different landscape at all, but it's very exciting for sevens and for the game of sevens.
You touched on something there, fitness, and one of the things that our viewers are really interested in is fitness for the game of sevens. What are the areas that you think are the most important with regards to fitness for a rugby sevens player?
I think speed and agility is a big part, but also just that stamina, just that to be a workhorse and just push through. I mean, that's where it comes down to, when your legs are so stuffed that you really need to work hard to get to that next guy and to cover your inside guy and cover the outside guy. So if he misses the tackle, that you can be able to swim around. So it's more a mindset thing, it's more mind fitness than actual body fitness, but you also need a bit of an engine to work there. So.
And if you're an 18-year-old, and be it here in South Africa or an 18-year-old in the UK or New Zealand, how do you get that stamina? What are the things that you would advise that 18-year-old to be doing in their spare time?
I think he needs to play as much sevens as he possibly can, even if it's beach touch rugby, as long as you can, as hard as you can, because that's where the difference comes in. It's just that little bit of extra push, that who wants it more, that dog fighting you, just to say, listen, even though you're old name in sevens or whatever, can I push longer and harder than you? So it's more a mental thing than actually a physical thing, because most guys actually have it. Sevens fitness, and there's a lot of types of fitnesses. You can be hiking fit and you can be beach running fit or whatever, but it's just a different fitness. It's all just different. It's relevant to the game of sevens, bit of challenging as well, but also just to stay up for 2 days or 3 days and warm up game, cool down, that whole approach. It's mental training. So if you can be mental fit and you can really work hard for that, then I don't see the difference why an 18-year-old should be not better than a 35-year-old or 32-year-old. So
okay, and last question, we're 4 months away from Rio, and everybody's excited about that opportunity, and everybody's trying to get into squads and fighting for places. When you think of Rio, what are the things that excite you the most?
I just think that final push, where guys really want to make the squad and not just being selfish and pushing for their own benefit, but also making the team. If you push hard enough, you're going to push your teammate to be better and harder. So it's very exciting times. It's going to be sad for some guys not to make the cut, and all around the world. I mean, there's a lot of players that are really talented, but you can only pick 12. So, but if you can make the teammate next to you better, then it's a win for your setup and your system as well, so your team culture. So yeah, it's really exciting time. It's unfortunate you can only take 12. It would be nice to take a whole squad, but it's only the 12 guys that can produce on the weekend, so it's going to be challenging.
And when can we hope to see Frankie Horne back on the World Series?
Hopefully in a month and a half's time. So yeah, then I'm probably be eligible to play for the last 2 tournaments after the injuries healed up.
Okay, you heard it here first. I'm Tom Bower from Rugby Sevens TV. I've been here with Frankie Horne. Thanks very much.